It's a shame. I really do believe, look, I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane. And, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude. Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people.
That's right.
And you equate that with danger.
Oh.
And it doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability and say, look, I'm not a bad person.
Oh.
I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative, like I could get a gun in my face. That's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that.
Bitch.
And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist. You're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally.
Really? I guess who?
So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
Oh, poor Nikki. So I get it now. I see what their focus is with Nick here. We good? Okay. First of all, I'm only commenting on this because it's the topic of conversation, not because Nick is very influential, in my opinion. The only people that he's convincing of anything are bigots, and he's not convincing them. They already were convinced. He's just their confirmation bias. Yeah, he's just telling them that they can feel the way they always felt. He's just, saying it in a different tone, a high-pitched tone with no bass in his voice. Ironic how that comes together for you. Well, let's start here, Nikki. Let's talk about tipping. I thought you said a lot of dumb shit, but that was probably the worst thing. Yeah, I saw the video of the kid on TikTok talking about tipping that went very well for him too. So I get where you're going with this. The only data I could find on tipping was back in 2021. It was Stripe. And they said that tipping primarily was influenced by the social economics of the particular group and location of the store or restaurant. That's what tipping is. Tipping is based on people's pockets. Now, if you say that, in some areas, Black folks don't have the money to tip in large amounts, particularly for mediocre service, I'd agree. But that's probably a stupid thing to even make a video about. I mean, I guess unless you're 26 and looking to make yourself relevant, now that Candace is taking time off dealing with the Macrons. Now, next, it's always amazing to me when we get Mexicans talking about crime. I appreciate you spending so much time trying to educate Black people on what we could do to make Black people more palatable to the whites. Won't you start by making Mexicans more palatable to the whites and go get your green card straight and talk to your friends about coming over the border correctly in the correct fashion by having paperwork? Which leads me to my other point with you. It seems like a lot of fixation on the Blacks, particularly violence. I really don't want to waste time rehashing the whole FBI crime statistics thing. I mean, we all know, anybody with common sense knows by now, Black Americans represent the people, those numbers represent the numbers of Black Americans that are arrested because we are over-policed, but not convicted. And it doesn't account for exonerations. Things sort of tend to level off when you factor those two issues in. The other thing is, hey man, I live in America where I see America going to war repeatedly with brown people. Now brown people going to war with whiter people. So it seems like there's a difference in the violence depending on who you're looking at. Then we got America funding white people, Ukraine, to fight other white people, Russia. Or America funding white people, as in Jews, to bomb the hell out and genocide brown people. In these situations, I'm looking at is white people doing some violence to some other white people, other brown people, or whatever. And you know what? In the history of America, never has Black Americans started any of the wars that we've ever been in. Isn't that something? I always equate crime with socioeconomic level, poverty, money. Typically, people with money don't commit, violent crimes. But people with their backs against the wall, not condoning it, definitely not encouraging it. But let's just keep it real, Committing violent crime can land one in jail or one in a casket. And a lot of rich people just aren't willing to do that. So yeah, anywhere in the world you go where there's poverty, there's people who feel hopeless or helpless, you're going to find crime, baby. It ain't just a Black thing. He says Black people never take accountability. I see a lot more Black activists than I see white activists trying to help white communities. Now, since you are Mexican, but a white Mexican, I don't know about you. Maybe there are a lot of white Mexican activists trying to work within their community to make it better. But we've got a long history in this country, Black Americans, of working with Black communities, trying to encourage our communities to help each other. So, yeah, I don't think we don't take accountability. In fact, it seems like we take accountability for everything. In fact, the whole damn world. Like every time there's a problem, I don't care what it is, if it's Haitians, Venezuelans, Mexicans, LGBTQ, Jewish folks, whatever it is, Palestinians, everybody's looking to Black America to get involved. They want Black America to be on the front lines of helping solve it, mitigate it, bring attention to it, because we are the accountability. Black Americans. That's sort of like the road that's been picked for us by the Democratic Party. I'm not saying I like it. I'm saying it is what it is. And you are saying the opposite. We don't take accountability. That's crazy. You claim that Black people were super well behaved, people wouldn't be racist, or people would be racist in the other direction. I don't even know what the hell that means. Are you saying white people will be racist against themselves? What direction are you talking about, Mexican? I don't understand. This was like the most obvious that you're a grifter, man. I mean, there's actual videos and photos of Black men in three-piece suits and top hats getting chased at by white men in tank tops with beards in their hand, calling the black guy the lowlife. See, it didn't matter what the black guy was wearing or what kind of job he had or who he was inside. What matters is that on the outside, he was black. Once again, there's video, there's photos of little black girls in pigtails wearing their best school uniforms, going to school, and being spit on by grown-ass white women, foaming at the mouth, calling them and throwing rocks. Once again, it didn't matter if those were great kids just trying to get an education. They were black. But Nick Fuentes, the great mighty Mexican Nick Fuentes, who I feel is just trying to distract white bigots away from the fact that he is actually Hispanic or Mexican, is doing his best to punch at black people. In fact, I've noticed a running trend amongst the right-wing bigots like yourself, whether it's Myron Gaines, Candace Owens, or you, Nick Fuentes. It's like you're the non-whites who want to fit in with the whites, and you offer to them a pound of flesh, black flesh. Yeah, you go out and you do the work of the bigots using your not whiteness, which gives you more proximity to black people, to shit on black people in order to sort of like, I don't know, offer them a trade. I will give you 10 black scalps if you allow me to the club, sir. I would degrade black people as much as you want me to do, sir, as long as you let me hang out with you white guys and drink Rolling Rock. I don't even know what kind of beers you guys drink. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying it's become pretty obvious. Oh, and then my last thing, and we're going to end it here. Fuentes uses one individual bad behavior as if it's an epidemic or as if it's endemic of an entire group of people, which is classic. Look it up in the dictionary type racism. I mean, dude, you actually pulled at straws and talked about someone cutting you off in traffic or someone riding the corner of the lane. What the hell is that, man? Like, there's never been a white person who rode the shoulder to beat traffic. Like, that's never existed in the history of America. Once again, I know you're a young guy, but you can't be this dumb to think in a country full of unexceptional, broke-ass white people, none of them have ever taken the shoulder to get to work or to get to the next meth cook-off. And that's another thing. Why aren't you focusing on making poor white people better? Why don't any of you motherfuckers, why don't any of you guys ever focus on making white people better? It's like you give all your love and attention to black people. It's not because you actually give a shit about black people. It's because you give a shit about money and because you feed your racist base. You know what sucks? I really want there to be more than one party in America. But as long as black Americans see you guys, people like you, Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, Officer Tatum, and Myron Gaines, as Republicans, they're going to keep on voting Democrat or the couch. All right, I'm Tim Black, and this has been my TED Talk. Hit me up, guys. Go to patreon.com for more exclusive content right here from your guy, Tim Black. Next.